Loan officer sales training with the mortgage calculator. Today we're going to be talking about continuous learning. Give us just a minute here to go live on all the different platforms. We are streaming this on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Spotify, Apple Music, and all the different outlets. So give us just a moment here to go live on all the different platforms. I'll put the chat up on the screen. Feel free to drop a comment there as you tune in. I see where there was already some comments coming in there. Definitely appreciate the comments. We'll get started here in just a moment. You can drop questions as well in the chat. So go ahead and do that while we wait here for a moment to get started. Good training here today, and I have some great topics for the rest of the week as well. All right. So it looks like we are live on all the different platforms, so we can go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and take the chat off the screen now, but please keep dropping comments there as you tune in. You can also drop any questions that you have. So welcome everyone. My name is Kyle Hershey. I'm the COO of the Mortgage Calculator, and this is our loan officer sales training that we do every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, where we go over more of the front end of the mortgage business as opposed to the back end of actually doing loans. We're talking about the front end of, getting loans, talking to the clients, and all that kind of stuff. So today we're going to be talking about continuous learning. We're always going to be learning and, of course, improving. Now, this is actually a great time to do this training because this past weekend, we just had our big event in Miami, Real Estate Weekend Miami, where our team comes down and realtors and other loan officers and title agents. Everybody in the industry comes down to Miami for a weekend, and we do networking mixers and panels and a yacht party and all that kind of stuff. So we just had our big conference here last weekend. Now, one of the topics that kept coming up a lot on all the different panels was continuous learning, right? Continuing to learn on a consistent basis. You had people up there on the panels such as Jose, our sales manager, 28 years of being a loan officer and a realtor. He's still taking classes. He's still learning all the time. And that's one of the topics there. There was another gentleman on the same panel, again, more than 20 years in the business and is very adamant about learning every day. We also had people that were the president of the Miami Association of Realtors, the CEO of Miami Association of Realtors, all these people talking about how much they still take classes and learn and go to events and watch panels and all that kind of stuff. So one of the reasons why I wanted to do this today is because we just came fresh off a lot of learning. I recommend that anyone who did not come this year, make sure you come next year. We do it in December every year. So make sure that you mark that on your calendar and make sure you are here next year. But it was a great event, great panels, and a lot of learning for everyone involved, especially me, because I was moderating every panel. So it was great to be able to watch everything, listen to the panelists, ask them questions. And again, it was a lot of emphasis throughout the process of continuing to learn on a daily basis. Now, let's talk about some of the learning opportunities we have here. Now, first off, I put continuing education on here, right? Now, that's not optional. So this is just a reminder for everyone. Remember, we are in December. You need to complete your continuing education. Certain states have different deadlines, so some of you may have already needed to complete it by now. For example, Georgia is early. But all the rest of you, for the most part, it needs to be done by the end of the year, your continuing education. So make sure to do that. That's not optional, right? But what I wanted to do here is go over some of the trainings and the webinars that we have here at the Mortgage Calculator. So for all of you loan officers here, there's a couple extra ones. For any loan officer in general, we have the public ones that people can watch, such as the Daily Rates Live that we do every day at 11 a.m., the daily sales training, which is this that we do at 12 p.m. Eastern time. All these times are Eastern time since we're based in Miami. The daily sales trainings are great. The loan officer trainings, Tuesdays and Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern. We did one last night and we have another one tonight. And of course, for those of you on the Mortgage Calculator team, we have our weekly team meeting on Thursdays at 1 p.m. and then our file review Fridays at 3 p.m. Eastern. Now, I would recommend that you attend every single one of these trainings. Now, those of you at the Mortgage Calculator, some of these are mandatory to attend, but the public ones like Daily Rates Live, the sales training, the loan officer trainings, I would recommend that you attend every one. For those of you on our team, File Review Friday is so important. When you have files going on and you're needing to, learn and get more insight on how to do those files, excuse me, File Review Friday is an amazing opportunity to be able to watch a real file being done, and that way you'll know what to do when you have your file. So first and foremost, let's talk about mortgage calculator trainings and webinars that can keep you pretty busy there learning on a daily basis. Now let's go outside of here and talk about a couple other things. Now, the general loan demo video library in our training center, that is crucial. When you are doing a loan, you need to pull up the videos in the training center in the general loan demo library and put it side by side. We have every type of loan from start to finish in that video library, so that if you're doing an FHA loan, you can pull up one of our managers going through a FHA loan from start to finish. So especially the newer loan officers, each type of loan that you do, there is a training there of doing it start to finish. So you can watch the video. So especially newer loan officers, you should have those side by side, right? When you're doing your loan in the other window, have another screen where you're putting the video and watching them go through it, and you can literally copy it all the way through. So definitely no excuses there for those of you at the Mortgage Calculator to be not able to do any types of files when there's essentially every loan type there with a video on how to do it. And you can pull those up side by side. Of course, events. That's what we were just talking about. Events like conferences and seminars, those always have continuous learning for you to do, learning from other people, all that kind of good stuff. And then networking mixers, not so much learning, but definitely, networking. That's a big thing as well. But today we're going to focus most on the learning, which would be going to conferences, going to seminars, listening to the panels, reading the material that's there, talking to the people that are there. That is, learning as well. Now, here's a great one for those of you at the Mortgage Calculator, the MBA classes, Mortgage Bankers Association, right? We have our membership to there, so you get free classes. They have all kinds of different classes that cost money, but because we are a member and pay a membership, you all at the company get free classes. This is a huge organization, right? And they have some amazing classes with some of the top instructors in the country, some of the top people that do loans. So the Mortgage Bankers Association, please look that up. It is in our Knowledge Center. If you type that in, MBA or Mortgage Bankers Association, it gives you instructions on how to register for those classes for free because we are a member. So that's a huge resource. I mean, you could learn every single day, unlimited amounts of classes just by using our information and our codes to be able to take the MBA classes for free. So all loan officers at the Mortgage Calculator have that option. Now, here's another great tool that people don't think about as much is the webinars from the different lenders and investors. A lot of you are on the email lists from these different lenders and investors. So I'm sure you see some of the promotions for these type of things come through to your email. And it's very important to be open to those as well. So when you're continuously trying to learn, you see all of these different options for you. And the webinars from the lenders and investors are great as well. So, these lenders and these investors have, account executives or, VPs that have been in the business for 20, 30, 40 years. And they are amazing to learn from as well. And it's also great to learn a little bit more in depth on some of the products that each individual one has. So don't take those for granted either. There's all kinds of great webinars. I mean, there's webinars from some of the lenders that are non-QM lenders. They do webinars on how to calculate bank statements, right? Doesn't really have anything to do with them as a lender, but they have experts showing you how to calculate bank statements. So those are always good to be able to tap in. Of course, those are free for everybody. So when you get those emails from those lenders and investors, check them out. A lot of the times they'll send like a newsletter, and then they'll have their different, trainings in there that are coming up. So don't take those for granted either. I think these are the two biggest things here that people don't really think about are the MBA classes, which you get for free at the Mortgage Calculator, and the webinars from the different lenders and investors. They would love nothing more than to have you as a loan officer on those trainings. So definitely take advantage of those. So you see, these are just some ideas to spark some ideas here to make sure that you keep busy in learning. We talked about time management on one of these previous sales training episodes. You can go to our YouTube and search for it. Time management was the name of the episode. And this goes towards that. We talked about on the time management that there needs to be time set aside for learning every day, right? That needs to be a part of our time management. It could be a little bit of time, could be just half hour a day, could be an hour, could be 2 hours. But when we're setting up our time blocks and we're managing our time and laying out our schedule, part of that schedule needs to include learning, continuous learning. And these are some ideas to fill in those spots with ways to learn. So again, make sure you finish your continuing education. Make sure you're attending all the Mortgage Calculator webinars and trainings. If you're at the Mortgage Calculator, this is the bare minimum, right? For the ones that we are specifically doing, that absolutely every single one of them pertains directly to you, right? And then again, general loan video library. That is for Mortgage Calculator loan officers as well. Something very important to take advantage of. Not only can you watch them really go through it when you're doing your training, but again, it's definitely something you need to take advantage of when you're doing loans, to be able to pull those up side by side, see somebody going through the exact same loan that you're doing. You should be using that every time, every single loan that you do. If you've never done that type of loan before, or if you just need a refresher, or maybe you're experienced in that type of loan, but you're new to our system, that way you need to watch somebody do it from start to finish in our system. Whatever the case may be, I don't feel that enough people take advantage of the loan video library where they can, get that help immediately and literally go through, the entire process of what you're looking to do. And again, events, conferences, seminars, this is very important here. This is like real hands-on knowledge, right? You can read, trainings all day. You can watch training videos all day, but nothing is quite the same as actually being in a room with someone who has experience and is really opening up to you their secrets of how they do things, their processes, how they got to where they are. One of the things that I loved to talk about this past weekend at the conference was each panelist giving a nice detailed breakdown of, how they got to where they're at. They were all, top producers, things like that were on the panel, experts in their craft. And so I love to talk about how did they get to where they are. And that's something they do at a lot of conferences and on panels and in seminars and things like that. So again, you can watch videos all day, but getting out there in real life, talking to real life people who have done, what you're looking to do or something similar, hearing their, trade secrets on how they're doing it. And most people that are on these panels and that are doing these seminars are absolutely open, ready, willing, and able to help everyone. They're not keeping the secrets to themselves, right? They're all giving people. That's why they're on these panels in the first place. So it's definitely something that you should get out there and do. And again, December, every year, we do the big conference here in Miami. So make sure to mark your calendars there. Whether you're on the Mortgage Calculator or not, of course, Mortgage Calculator team gets free VIP passes and gets to go on the yacht party and all that. But no matter what company you're at, you can always attend with a pass and go to the different panels and events and stuff. So that's all I wanted to go over. Just make sure you continuously are learning. Again, Jose has 28 years of experience as a loan officer and a realtor, has done tons of transactions where he's on both sides, but he was front row and center the entire weekend watching every panel, every speaker, and learning. And then when it was time for his panel, him and the other person, one of the other people on the panel, emphasizing that over and over again, how important it is to them to keep learning on a continuous basis. So it should definitely be important to you. If you've most of you have been in the business for 20, 30 years, you already know that and you're already doing that. But anybody that's hasn't been in the business as long as that, just understand that, there's people with all that experience that are still adamant about learning on a daily basis by watching the videos, watching the webinars, going to the conferences. So definitely keep that in mind. And again, I just want to reiterate two things that a lot of people don't think about for the learning, which is the MBA classes, Mortgage Bankers Association. Again, mortgage calculator loan officers get free classes from the MBA. And these are big people doing these classes, right? This is a big organization here and some real top people. So take those classes. You can type in MBA into the Knowledge Center, and it'll pull up on how to register for free with our codes for the company since we are a member. And then again, look at those emails that the lenders and investors are sending you, right? I know you're all getting a bunch of emails from them. And again, a lot of the times they have trainings in there, links to any trainings they're doing at the lenders and investors. So, don't forget you can take advantage of those as well. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I don't see any questions, so we can go ahead and wrap it up. Remember, we do this 12 p.m. Eastern time every weekday. I got some great topics for the rest of the week, so I hope to see you all tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern, for the next episode of the Loan Officer Sales Training.